So the parts of the neuron that we're learning about today in class are the only parts that you're going to be responsible for the test are the dendrites. Those are the finger-like projections, or they're like tree-like projections that they extend out from the cell body to the cell body, and the dendrites can receive signals from other cells. They're places that can receive signals from other cells. So any kind of like presynaptic cell can kind of get near a dendrite and transmit the signal to that needs to be transmitted to the dendrite. We'll learn about signal transmission later. This is going to be step by step by step, but that's the dendrite. The dendrite goes to, so it's like these trees or these spines that kind of feed their way into this cell body. The cell body of a neuron is going to be like any other cell body. It's going to have those small parts that are called organelles, small organs in them. So the mitochondria, the Golgi apparatus, the rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the nucleus, all of that is going to be in the cell body of the neuron. So the only thing that one of the main things that differentiates a neuron biologically from any other cell in our body is the fact that it can transmit signals. Neurons can transmit signals. Other cells, they can transmit signals using chemical signaling mechanisms, but they can't really transmit signals as efficiently as neurons can. Cells can communicate with each other, but neurons effectively transmit signals. That is the primary function of neurons. Neurons make up about 15% of our nervous system. The other cells in our nervous system that support neurons are called neuroglia. 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 Okay, and I'll show you the slide here. Neuroglia. Remember, the word glia means glue. So these were thought historically to be the glue cells, the cells that glued other cells together, meaning that, it's okay, you can leave the door open, it's fine, thanks. So the cells that glued other cells together, so like the idea was that the brain was this kind of like space with 15% of the cells, the neurons, they all worked. They did all the work. All the other cells, the neuroglia, were there to support them. That was the historical way we thought about the brain. Now we know that the neuroglia also play a very, very important part in memory formation and learning and emotions. They play several. They also have their own communication system. It's mostly chemical. It's not electrochemical like we'll learn that the neuron is. So those are the parts of the neuron we need for class. We need to know about the neuroglia. Those are the other cells that support the neuron. The dendrites, the cell body, the axon. The axon is this very long extension that projects from the cell body out to the rest of the brain. It goes out from the cell body, and the axon is the place where signals are transmitted. So signals are transmitted along the axon. Signals are transmitted along the axon. The axon terminals are these very, very specialized anatomical landmarks where the signal transmission happens. So there are these very specialized anatomical landmarks where signal transmission happens. As I said earlier, the axon terminal is referred to by several names. In biology, especially in anatomy, when you take an anatomy class, you'll see that one landmark, one place in anatomy, can have several different names to refer to it. There are different English names, there are different Latin names, different Greek names, but they generally all refer to the same place. As you study further and further in your education, from high school to undergrad to graduate to professional school, you may learn more names for landmarks. You may learn more explanations for different anatomical landmarks, different names, but they all refer to the same place. So when I say axon terminal, when I say synaptic terminal, when I say synaptic ending, when I say axon bouton or axon button, they all refer to the same place. Also, presynaptic terminal, presynaptic ending, those words are all used interchangeably in undergraduate psychology classes, and they cause a lot of confusion. Because often I'll say one word, there'll be two different words in the slides. The textbook will have 2 or 3 words. You may watch a video on YouTube and they'll have a different word. Don't worry, it all refers to the same thing. Okay.